Welcome back to the channel, Hobby1 Kenobi here. In this video I will be building, painting, decaling, and adding a wash to the cab and chassis of the AFV Club M54A2 cargo truck, so stick around. So I start by clipping pieces off the sprue and removing any extra sprue bits from the parts. This is a good time to also look for pin marks, flash, or mold lines. These will also need to be removed. Most of this work is done with an X-Acto blade and sanding sticks. Parts are then dry fit together, then I apply a bit of Tamiya extra thin liquid cement. Mold lines need to be removed from the seat pedals and the gear shift. The corners of the dashboard have sink marks. To see if these would be visible, I dry fit the control panel. The sink marks would be visible, so I decided to fill them with super glue. I like to use toothpicks to apply drops of super glue, and if needed, I may apply a drop of Zip Kicker to accelerate the drying time. I purchased a large bottle of Zip Kicker some time ago, and it came in a large spray bottle. To spray this product would be incredibly wasteful, so instead I transfer the liquid to a bottle. I then will flatten the end of a toothpick and dip it into the bottle to transfer a healthy drop of Zip Kicker directly to the glue. In a matter of seconds, the glue is dry and I can begin sanding away. This kit has a lot of pin marks, so watch out. Once all of the cabin parts were prepared, I decided to first spray a coat of Tamiya NATO Black. This will serve as an undercoat to the Tamiya XF81 Dark Green, which represents the FS number 34079. I wanted to spray black first slightly to darken the green. I also wanted to provide a shadow on areas of the chassis that may not have been completely covered by the green. Once the green was airbrushed on, I could begin picking out the few spots in the cab that received other color. The control panel then received a good coat of Mission Models gloss to prepare for the decal dials and instruction panels. The AFV Club decals were terrible, so I decided to cut up some decals I had left over from the Tamiya M2 Bradley kit. I found some decals that would also work from a Tamiya Humvee kit, but I do plan to work on this one in the future, so I will leave those alone. The Bradley decals didn't match exactly what would be on the vehicle, but were still a huge improvement from the AFV Club decals. I did use the 2 large dial decals from the AFV Club sheet, but instead used 1/48 scale aircraft dial decals from Aeroscale to represent the 4 smaller dials on the M54. The decals received a coat of Walther's decal setting solution. Then, after they were dry, all of the parts received more coats of gloss to prepare for a wash. For the wash, I use artist oils and a healthy amount of terpenoid. Black, brown, and a bit of white makes just the right color. The wash is spread out over the entire chassis and the interior pieces of the cab. Once dry, the excess is removed with Q-tips and a large soft brush. Finally, the pieces receive light coats of flat. And here is the result. Well, that does it for this video. Please do hit like and subscribe to keep up with this model and much more. And thanks for watching. Bye.